Oh, no, no, no.
What's good, y'all? It's Chenoa from NYC, and today we're getting into the second half of the first season of Gossip Girl the Reboot, the show that we did not ask for, but here we are for some reason. Now look, it's not amazing, but I can say for the second half, they picked things up a little bit. So stick around for my thoughts, there's mad spoilers ahead, and let's get into it.
Well, this stuff made New York City. New York City!
For this half of the season, the primary drama is all about Julien and her dad. Her dad has been accused of doing some inappropriate things with women in his past. Now these accusations, for Julien at least, come out of nowhere, and it rocks her world. Her livelihood, reputation, and way of life are at stake. Even though the mess that her dad is in is unfortunate, especially for the victims, it's the most valid drama that we've had on the show thus far. It's brought more characters into the forefront, the dialogue has been a bit more interesting, and the episodes have been a bit more bearable. So on to Lune, aka Luna and Monet. They get a little bit more camera time this time around. Still not as much as I would have liked, but it's something. Episode 7 is a Thanksgiving episode, and everybody is there. Zoya, Julien, Aki, Audrey, Obie, Max, everybody, even their parents, except for Luna and Monet. It still feels like they're being treated as secondary characters, and I feel like they missed out on so many witty one-liners by not having them there. Near the end of the season, we get a peek into Luna's love life a little bit. They all go up to Aki's family's crib up north away from the city. Apparently, Miss Luna had a little boo up there. Her guy works with the horses on the property, and she only seems to see him when she goes up there. Now this is a good start for Luna and her character development, but I'm gonna need a whole lot more next season. Now in regards to Monet, I see something really good on the horizon, and when I say good, I mean drama. By the end of season 1, she seems to be very pissed off with the direction that Julien is heading in, and she's like, well damn, if you're not gonna do it yourself, I might as well take your spot and take you down. I don't know if that's what we're getting for sure vibe wise, but that's what I'm perceiving. It's giving shady vibes, and I'm here for it. It excites me. We also get to see Monet's mother, and it's very clear as to where she gets her cutthroat energy from. For some extra money during the holidays, Kate picks up a job returning expensive Christmas gifts for rich people. Kate runs an errand for Monet's mom, and when I tell you she read Kate for filth. Now I was torn, but I was kind of here for it because one, the teachers are very annoying and they are very foolish, but at the same time, Monet's mom was so out of line. Now mind you, up until this point, Kate was still very remorseful because Gossip Girl has gone into its own thing, which we'll get into in a little bit, and she's feeling remorseful, like why did I even create this Gossip Girl thing? It's gotten so out of hand. But once Monet's mom dragged her all through Manhattan verbally, I feel like she was like, you know what, bet. Like, I feel like that was a solid catalyst to be like, you know what, I'm gonna backpedal, I'm gonna change my mind about feeling bad about Gossip Girl, and I'm gonna air y'all stuff out. This is among the parents who actually get a speaking part, not parents who are extras in the show who don't get speaking parts. Monet's mom is the only rich black adult on the show, and black woman at that, and she was written to be so mean. Like, yes, all the rich parents on the show are trash. They're all in their own world. Obie's mom and his family in general, they suck. Aki's dad is very out of touch, and he don't care about what broke people think. Like, he doesn't. But Monet's mom is like borderline evil, and like, I'm not really feeling that. I do think we're gonna see some backstory for Monet. It might redeem her a little bit and make us understand her ways. Like, as we know, she's a lesbian, and I'm like, okay, like, is that received well by her family? Do they know that she's a lesbian? But there's also a possibility that Monet is just mean and there's no reason. Like, that's just how she is. It has nothing to do with her family and her upbringing. I just hope that they don't pull the card that's like,
you have to be what?
Twice as good.
Twice as good as them to get half of what they have.
Now on to Audrey and Aki. They're still in the same limbo with their relationship. We see them try different things, and I do appreciate them writing Audrey's character to support Aki and his bisexuality, but I still would rather skip the scenes that they're in together, if that makes sense. As I said before, I really liked seeing Audrey interact with her mom. Her mom's a fashion designer who's trying to get back on her feet. When she's with her mom, we're exposed to parts of the wealthy Gossip Girl world that go way beyond the whack drama about an outfit and a party. So as we know, Julien was pretty much going through it for the rest of to the season because of her dad. Now Audrey was a bit of a support system for her. However, Luna, Monet, and even Zoya were actually the ones who were front and center. In my opinion, they were really holding her down. Near the end of the season, Audrey drags Julien lightly just because she's like, girl, like, you're kind of doing too much. You're taking advantage of me. You're so wrapped up in your drama. You're moving weird, and I didn't ask to be part of this mess. And Julien is like, damn, like, noted. Now, I'm sure Audrey thought she ate that.
We regret to inform you that if you thought you ate, unfortunately, you did not.
But in my mind, I'm like, girl, like, you need to look in the mirror because you've literally been doing this to Max, but way worse. Like, way worse though. Max, who's supposed to be your friend, by the way, he's on drugs. He literally was just, in my opinion, being taken advantage of by like a teacher. His parents are divorcing. He's the only child, so he doesn't have like a sibling to lean on. His parents are divorcing, and all you and your lackluster boyfriend care about is if you want to be a throuple or not, you have an open relationship or not, and if Max can help. Everybody is horrible friends to each other. The only interaction I saw that I thought was kind of cool was Luna and Max. Like, they came together a few times when they were at that mansion for New Year's Eve. If anything, I think Monet should have been the one to blow up at Julien because Monet actually takes this very seriously. Like, that's what I kind of hate though, because that's like her main purpose on the show so far. But she really cares about Julien's success because like she's cultivating her social media and her experiences and her brand deals, and Julien is fumbling that, whether it's her fault or not. Audrey just comes every once in a while, so I'm like, girl, like, you're doing way too much. Monet should have been the one to tell Julien off, and then Luna could have been standing in the cut like she always is. Bringing in Obie's sister was a fun touch. When he accidentally exposed his sister's shiesty ways, I was actually shocked, I'm not gonna lie. I also like the fact that they gave him a new girl. Timeline wise, I don't know if I wasn't paying attention, but I was like, wait, how long have you like been broken up with, or like not dealing with Julien or whatever, for you to already be down deep with this girl? But regardless, they gave him a southern girl, daughter of politician, like old school. And I like that because for the sake of the show, the stakes are similar for her as they are for our main crew because, you know, politicians and your kids, you're in the public eye. You can't just be out here acting any kind of way. You're representing your family. I sincerely hope that we see more of her just for the sake of the storyline. Even if they don't work out, I don't want him going back to Julien or Zoya. Like, that storyline is dead. Like, we did that in the first season, it's done. I hope we also see him get deeper into activism or community work. There's so much potential with that interest of his because, again, as of right now, they lightly reference it. He basically went to like one protest. His mom made him go on CNN and like she talked for him. Like, he'll always struggle to walk that fine line between those two worlds, and they should definitely delve into that more. Now on to Max. As usual, he has the best acting opportunities in this show. I like the way that they're portraying the journey that his parents are on right now. You know, his parents are in the middle of a divorce, and that's really affecting him. One of my favorite scenes was when his dad took him to his childhood home and explained his upbringing. Of course, you know, Max has his efforts to repair his parents' marriage, and it rarely works because it's not his job to fix it. I'm really hoping that in season 2 he can catch some W's because he's catching L's. Like, he's been catching L's all season 1. I'm hoping that he can get like one friend that's actually a positive influence and doesn't just use him like some people. On to our girl Zoya. I feel like Julien's family drama overshadowed much of this season, so Zoya's role in the second half was really just to support her sister. I did like seeing their bond get stronger. Zoya also told Julien, like, Julien literally was just getting dragged like the second half of the season, but like rightfully so, because now hopefully in season 2 you set the platform for her to be on her bully, be on her ish for real, because she was just, I don't even know what was in her brain the first season. Like, her priorities were just so messed up. So Zoya does tell Julien about herself, which is still better than Audrey doing it. One exciting thing is that we do see Zoya get a new friend in episode 11, I believe. Her name is Shan, and she's the only other dark-skinned black woman who has a considerable amount of lines, you know, so I'm glad that they have Shan on the show now. She's fun. She does give liability energy, but she does seem like fun and like getting Zoya out of her comfort zone. I hope that they don't Ginny and Georgia her character. Now, if you've seen that show and or you've seen my review about that show, there's a black girl on Ginny and Georgia. She's not even a secondary character. She's like a tertiary character. Her name is Braisha, and she only comes up to comfort Ginny or educate her, but other than that, we don't know much about her. We don't see her any other time. So I'm hoping that they keep Shan, let them develop a true friendship, because like she said, Zoya does not actually have friends at this school. Now finally, onto our girl Julien. Again, we see her fall so hard. The allegations against her father just blow up and she suffers from it. More importantly though, she doesn't know if she can even trust her father, but this is her only parent though, so imagine that mind game. He's all that she knows. Zoya and Julien come together and they join the side of the women who are accusing her dad. I'm very curious to know how much of her season 2 storyline will involve her dad. I'm really hoping that they don't waste too much time on that. Like, if next season has 12 episodes, please, and mind you, they're an hour each, do not make 12 hours worth of Gossip Girl season 2 be about, for Julien be like her and her dad. Like maybe like the first 4 to 5 episodes, and then like let's give our sister something else to do, please. By the end of the season though, we do see Julien turn a new leaf and start to get some confidence back. She chooses to stop victimizing herself and take more accountability and responsibility for her own life. So I'm actually kind of excited to see what happens with Julien, just for the way that she was really bossing up in like the last, that's how you set it up. The last like 5 to 10 minutes of the last episode of the season, Julien's bossing up to Gossip Girl like, nah, like was really good. So I'm like, okay, like this is exciting. I'm excited to also see Luna and Monet next season, because I feel like we're gonna finally get justice for them and like get a storyline and not have them feel like secondary characters. And I really want to see Zoya and Shen as a duo next season. Like with everybody else, I'm kind of indifferent. Of course, Max is I love him, I want him to be good, but other than that, like, we'll see what happens. And lastly, on the teachers, they did manage to clean up shop for the most part. They reclaimed Gossip Girl. Kate got me so tight though. Julien decides to go to a museum to talk to one of her dad's accusers, which is already risky, but she wanted to give some advice and just get her story. Kate and like the other teacher, they decide to like creep there like the creeps that they are and film from afar to try to control the narrative and be back in like Julien's favor, to show like, look, she's being open and listening. But when she put it on Instagram Live, their interaction was misinterpreted, so it looked like Julien was doing some witness tampering and like intimidating this woman. And then she had the nerve to be crying, like Kate like literally had a breakdown crying as if it wasn't her fault. Like literally nobody asked you to do that. Like I don't know what their intention was with making that character. Like were we supposed to like her or not? Because like she's so annoying. After being put in her place by Monet's mom though, I do think that Kate's original motivation for making the Gossip Girl Instagram has been reawakened. So I know that the chaos is just waiting for us on the other side. If you made it this far, I thank you for hanging out with me as always. Are you looking forward to season 2? Did this half of the season pick up for you? Are there any characters that you're excited to see next season? Tell me down in the comments below. I want to know, and I'll see you next time.
All right, say bye to the people.
Bye to the people.